Hello, my name is Leo Schumaker, and today we're going to talk about the Bellingham Marathon coming up Sunday on the 24th. We'll be talking to Beverly Mayhew and Dr. Robert Rush, who are involved in all this. It's going to be a beautiful day for the race, right?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Every day is a good day to race.
Well, it's a beautiful view. You can see it from Lummi Island, the nation, all the way over here, and it's by the bay.
That's right.
So what are you going to do at the race? What is your duties?
My duties is the co-medical director for the race, and what that means is that we have several aid stations along the way, the course, in which that PeaceHealth staffs with their providers, or caregivers I should say, not necessarily providers at all the stations, but caregivers, and we try to help any of the participants who need medical, immediate first aid kinds of things.
And what can that be? Band-Aid? Aspirin?
Sure. Aspirin? No, actually. We don't give aspirin unless, we really don't give any medications except for over-the-counter things such as Tylenol and some allergy relief medications and some Tums.
I never thought about that.
Yeah, we give that too, and it's all under the patient's requesting that. And we don't give out aspirin, or not. That's in the category of non-steroidal anti-inflammatories. So no Motrin, no, because that can sometimes lead to the stomach being upset as well as kidney issues, especially when you're running a race and you're dehydrated. And so we don't like to give that that medication out. The other ones. We give out like anyone can purchase them in a Rite Aid or Walmart.
Do people get dehydrated?
Yes.
And why?
Several reasons for dehydration. One is that they've overestimated their limits in their ability to run 26.2 miles, and the other is that they do not. And with that, and in conjunction with that, is that they don't pre-hydrate and hydrate along the course. Meaning, what's the appropriate amount? 2 or 3 bottles of water before you race, and hit every water station and drink at every water station.
Important.
Every water station.
Yes, and we've seen that happen a lot.
No matter whether you're thirsty or not, drink at every water station, especially in the beginning, because it'll have a helpful effect later on, or at least a preventative effect from getting dehydrated later on.
Water, Gatorade, what?
You know, if you've been training and you've used a certain mix a certain mix for rehydration, electrolytes and whatnot, those are certainly a great thing to continue. But at least the water, at least taking the water.
Now, the other issues that people have are they get dry skin right here in their chest.
Right on.
Oh
yeah.
My God! Taking a shower after a race, ow!
So at our
what
aid
should they put on
stations,
there?
we have Vaseline that we put on, or if you can do this pre-race, is put little Band-Aids across the nipples, and that is very helpful.
I think it's a great idea. So who's going to man the race aid stations along with you?
We have registered nurses and other caregivers who work for PeaceHealth, and we have 2 co-medical directors and a couple of other providers who help out. Not every station has a provider at it, but the main thing is that they're out there to provide immediate first aid for people, and they always have the 911 emergency call to make if they get at all concerned about people who are short of breath beyond what appears to be normal, chest pain, broken limbs, passing out, all those, anything that let's say if you were out in the community and you had someone having a medical emergency in front of you, that's what we do, 911, and we can do CPR.
Good.
And we also have an AED at our stations as well, an automated defibrillator.
What do you tell your people that are manning the stations? What kind of signs to look for?
Well, they're trained for one, and so the signs for a lot of it depends on what the complaints are when they're coming into the station. And so what we look for, the biggest ones are the ones who are pale short of breath, and have chest pain. That's a medical emergency, and we tell them to rehydrate the patients or the runners, and then have them sit down. They'll assess them quickly, and if there's anything involved with chest pain or shortness of breath that's not doing, then we call 911 and have the paramedics or ambulance come get them and take them to the hospital.
What about afterwards? I know it's hard to get upstairs when you're after a race. What do you tell them how to take care of themselves after the race? Do you give them any advice?
Well, for the ones that come to our aid station, we tell them to continue hydrating. If they have cuts or bruises or something that they've sustained during the race, we give them a little bit of wound care and say that if it gets worse, red or pus comes out of the wound, then to go seek medical attention.
How did you get involved in this?
I was asked to do it by our CMO a few years ago, and so I decided to do it every year because continuity, there's some element in continuity, and Ann can attest to that helps with the smoothness of the preparation and real trust and making sure that the operation flows seamlessly.
So people say, there's a doctor, he's good at it, what he does, so go to him at the aid station.
Well, I would defer to saying that everyone, all the providers or all the caregivers at our aid station can do an equal amount of job, because the key thing is to not get in over your head at the aid station and have that quick speed dial to 911 to get the patients to the emergency department, for the paramedics to provide immediate care there that's more advanced than us. It's called advanced cardiac life support if needed, or trauma life support.
Will it be a tent over you guys?
There will be. We have a tent with walls on the tent to avoid.
Oh, good.
The other big issue is both hyper and hypothermia, and so you also have to look for those signs for these people. The treatment is somewhat the same in both, in that the key is hydration. Hydration in hypothermic or cold patients is important to get the circulating volume back up so that the blood can go to the periphery and all the organs to make them warm again. That's the key thing. And of course for heat or hyperthermia, it cools them off and does it. Your body has to cool itself and heat itself through the blood system, and you need the volume or the water and electrolytes to do that.
What about salt?
Salt, as long as we do have salt tablets to give out at some of the stations. We mainly emphasize a balanced electrolyte solution. There are many out there.
Sure.
We happen to have a sponsor, I think, at this one, but I'm not sure. The race people know more about the sponsorship of these things.
Let me look it up. No, I don't see it on here.
No, it's not. It's one run by the organizers of the main event. For us, we have a certain solution that's worked for us for a while, but we'll have that available. Generally, it's a balanced electrolyte solution.
Do you stay awake the night before, getting everything ready?
No, we don't. We do a sequenced response that I think we started back in probably May to start gathering volunteers for the event, and then making sure that our equipment is ready to go, and our staff go ahead and order the equipment and supplies that we need for the next race. We also, during the event, we take a quick documentation. We make documentation of what the runner comes in with, their complaint, and then what we did about it and what we used, so that we know what we've used in different times and at each aid station when we so we be better prepared for the next one. If it's cold out though and rainy, we're going to use a lot of space blanket or space blankets.
Oh, the aluminum ones.
Yep, the aluminum
Sure,
ones. Yeah,
sure.
they're key and essential for the people who get too cold and wet.
Now there's an expo on Saturday where everybody picks up their numbers. Are you guys going to be there to give advice?
We won't be there to give advice on the Saturday Expo, the medical people. I know that they're having some other pre-race things going on that day, but the medical people won't be there for advice now. That's a good question, though, Leo. I'm glad you mentioned that.
So, any thoughts on the race? Are you excited?
Oh yeah, this is a great event. I mean, to go out
is.
and run, and you know, I look at running in my life now as I'm running for my life every time I do go out and exercise, because it's so important to maintain shape and fitness this day to prevent those really bad problems such as heart disease,
As we see here.
diabetes, and
Sure.
obesity. Yeah.
Sure, and we see it here.
Right.
Yeah. Dr. Robert Rush, thank you so much.
Thanks,
I appreciate
Leo.
your time, and I look forward to seeing you out there. I'm only going to do the 10K.
No, well, we'll see
But
you.
I'll see you.
Awesome. Very
Well,
good.
thank you for all your help, and we all thank you for doing what you do.
Oh, my pleasure. I love working here, and this is just a great opportunity to contribute to the community, and PeaceHealth is exceptional in finding those opportunities.
Good. Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Today we're going to talk to Beverly Mayhew about the Bellingham Bay Marathon coming up Sunday, September 24th. It's going to be a lot of fun. So how did PeaceHealth get involved?
We have been involved, I believe this is our 6th year of being the title sponsorship for the Bellingham Bay Marathon, and we couldn't be more excited about it. It keeps getting better and better. More and more people are running, more engagement with the community, more of our caregivers, our staff participate as volunteers. So we're praying for nice weather on Sunday to get out there and cheer for people we know and people we don't know.
Well, I hope it rains a little bit, just a little bit to cool it down, right, Beverly?
Well, I don't know. You'd have to talk to a runner. I think cool but no rain is best.
Yeah.
But we'll take whatever we have. Whatever comes. We have space blankets if people
Good.
get a little bit too cold. We learned our lesson a couple years ago when we didn't have those. So I think our medical folks are very well prepared for all conditions, and we hope the runners are as well.
And?
Right. We are now known, infamously, I should say, for our PeaceHealth cowbells. You cannot have too many cowbells.
More cowbell.
More cowbells, absolutely. We love handing these out on the day before it at the Expo event, which is going to be at the Sheraton, and then we hand them out near the finish line for friends and family, so they can ring those bells as the runners come in. New this year, we also have at the finish line what we're calling a photo wall, where people can, finishers, hopefully with their medals, regardless of the race that they participate in, can stand in front of a wall, sign their name, wear a crown if they want. We'll supply the crowns, and then we'll take their picture with their phone, so they'll have kind of a record of the day. It makes it kind of fun. So we've got lots of fun things planned. Like I mentioned, we'll also be at the Expo the day before, and we'll be handing out swag. We have sunscreen and hand sanitizer, lip balm, and of course the cowbells to hand out. So we'd love to see people down on the course or at the Expo before.
And swag means stuff you all get.
Right.
Stuff we all get.
Stuff we all get.
And I love that.
Yeah.
Now tell us about the race.
Sure.
The course. Where's it start at?
Well, first of all, I want to acknowledge the Lummi Nation. The race starts on Lummi Island. I believe it starts near the high school, is that right?
Yes, it does.
It's on Lummi land.
In the temple right there.
And we really appreciate their involvement and want to acknowledge that that's an important land to our whole region. And we're honored that they allow us to begin the race on their land. And then it just winds on a 26.2 mile course, obviously shorter for the 5 and 10K, and ends at the farmer's market area. That's not the name though, it's called what? I don't know the name of that.
Don't know. The marketplace. It's got a name. I'll think of it later.
I always think of Boundary
Middle
Bay.
of the night, I'll wake
I always
up.
think of Boundary Bay Brewery
Yeah.
because it's right there.
You can get a
So
free
it's-
beer afterwards.
Right, it's closed there. It's a real festive environment. And as you heard from Dr. Rush, our medical tent is there, and kind of we try to make that a little bit secluded so that people who might need care after the race can get it in a quiet location. But then there's a lot of festivities going around. And
I'm so excited.
we will be there.
Family and friends are going to be there. We're going to encourage our family and friends to run a race.
Good.
That's what we're going to do, right?
Right, we'd love to see people getting out there. They can walk it, they can jog it, they can have their baby in a baby stroller. It's all about getting out, doing something healthy,
Uh-huh.
staying fit. And that's why PeaceHealth sponsors this and other events like it. We also sponsor the Ski to Sea event, and
Right,
we
yeah.
sponsor the Bellingham Bells baseball season.
Oh, geez, I didn't know that.
So these are the kinds of
Wow.
events that we like to do because they encourage fitness,
Mhm.
they encourage the community getting together, they encourage our families getting together, and they provide an opportunity for our caregivers, our nurses, and all the people who work at PeaceHealth facilities to help out.
And also you have a training club, correct?
I have no idea,
Yeah,
Leo.
okay.
Do we have a training club? No,
Oh,
we don't.
okay.
Yeah,
But I look forward to the race. I look forward to the good times. You'll always remember these things.
you do. I know I have run in a number of races and events over my life, and I always have a story to tell.
Oh, good.
And we hope that people always remember that they have these titles that they receive from PeaceHealth.
Well, thank you so much, Beverly. I appreciate your time and help. We look forward to the race. We hope you have a great day, a lot of runners, and a lot of fun.
We do too. We're super excited about this year's event.
Good,
Thanks
thank
for
you.
having us.